Obviously, very hard-fought game between two teams, and you got to give Wake Forest credit and congratulations to them on the win. We just weren't good enough tonight in certain areas, and our kids fought hard and gave us a chance there at the end, and went down and scored at the onside kick, and I didn't get a good enough view of it. I think if they would have ruled it hard ball, we probably would have kept it. It sounded like it wasn't a conclusive enough deal there at the end, but really the story of the night, we couldn't get off the field on 3rd and long. That hurt us, and our 3rd down offense hurt us. And those two things, accumulated throughout the game. So there were some really, really good efforts in the game, but can't give up 42 points, 45 points and win. And offensively, just took us too long to get going. In the first half, we didn't get enough points on the board. Questions?
Questions for Coach? Go ahead, David.
Hey, Dave, just looking at the stats, Devin Leary threw the ball 59 times. Was that kind of the plan going in, or was it one of those situations where, take what the defense gives you?
No, we got behind, so that attributed to it. But they had some injuries at corner, and we felt like we could run by them, which we were. So it was really more of trying to take advantage of what we were getting matchup-wise, with Emeka and a backup corner because their guys hurt. We felt like that was good. And, if we don't turn the ball over, we're moving the football and probably getting some more points on the board, and that hurt us, lose the turnover margin on the road, you're not going to win many games.
Go ahead, Luke.
Hey, Dave, you mentioned the 3rd downs on defense, especially that 6-minute drive they had there. Anything you can point to with that? Is that something you have to look at the film, or were there things you could see happening that you
Yeah, our corners didn't make any plays. We either PI'd them or had a ball completed on us multiple times. It just didn't make any plays at corner in that drive. And we tried to play coverage. We tried to blitz, and we had 14 penalties. I don't know how many of them were PIs or holding in the secondary, but there was a lot of them that were. And I need to watch the film on them to see if they're all legit. But we need to play the ball better and play with poise. And they throw a deep ball, we got to turn our eyes and our head and look for the football like we're coached. We didn't do that.
Go ahead, Brett.
Dave, what went into the decision to not kick the ball out of the end zone at the end of the first half after you scored?
We were kicking into the wind and felt like we could deep squib it and keep them from getting a return. Unfortunately, the ball bounced one time right to the guy. And so it's just a bad bounce, man. And again, we could have kicked it deep and hoped it would have gone in the end zone. Just, usually in a situation like that, you're trying to get, them away from being able to run their return the right way and throwing off the timing of it. And we were hoping that ball would bounce multiple times down the field, not one time right to them.
Go ahead, David.
Yeah, it felt like almost every few plays there was, injuries, especially, with your team. Had you ever experienced anything like that in your career with that many concurrent injuries?
We're held together by duct tape at some spots right now, man. We got some kids playing with a lot of bumps and bruises. And as you know, our depth chart on defense has been decimated. Savion's out now too. So we're really down some players, and the guys that are playing are beat up, and they're playing with a lot of grit, a lot of toughness, but it's taken its toll on us. Yeah. We just don't have the rotation, that we would like to have that we had earlier in the year.
Go ahead, Jonas.
Coach, after the game, a lot of the guys kind of stood out here and watched the celebration. They hung out in the field for a while. Like they were trying to just remember this feeling and kind of soak it all in. Did you tell them that, hey, that's still plenty to play for, and that's part of your post-game message in the locker room?
Yeah, I did. Obviously, winning the Atlantic is out of our control now. Some things are going to have to go in our favor with Wake losing some games. all we can control is our next two, and try to win both of those. And we got 2 home games here to finish out the season and a bowl game. So there's a lot to play for. But right now it's, we got some disappointed and upset coaches and players. And, it's okay to feel that way, feel that pain and that hurt tonight. And we'll get back to it tomorrow and get these guys back to where they need to be and get ready for the next one.
Go ahead, Patrick.
Coach, there's been a lot of talk about, writing your own story and controlling the destiny, as you just mentioned. I mean, how does that story change from here?
Well, we don't control the destiny anymore. So, at this point, it's how we respond to adversity and how we finish. We get Syracuse at home, we get UNC at home, and we get a bowl game. We got 3 opportunities to go play great football with people we love, and that's what it's going to be about. So, the narrative's changed a little bit, but the fact that we got to go compete doesn't.
Last question for Coach from James Henderson.
Hey, Dave, you just completed 4 out of 5 on the road. I don't know if that was the first time you've done that. I mean, at state, was it? And how tough was it having to deal with that?
Yeah, and I think 4 of the 5 were at 7:30. So it's been a long 5 weeks, man. Getting home at, anywhere from 12 to 4 in the morning and being on the road as much as we've been, it's been a grind. So be good to finish at home. But yeah, it was definitely a challenging midsection to the schedule. And I have not been through that, to answer your question. No.
Thanks for joining us, Coach.
All right.